Today I want to discuss a relatively important, a really important question. Can Senolytic help treat viral infections? So, and also prevent cancer development. About connection between COVID-19 virus and coronavirus and senescent cells expressed in this hypothesis. It is not I just took it from internet. So the idea is such that senescent cells are hyperactive in producing of proteins, and then this coronavirus infect these cells, and then the senescent cells start to produce more viruses. And then senescent cells, they also produce these pro-inflammatory proteins, and then what is happening, inflammation, we are getting a lung inflammation, and probably a virus also ignite transition of the normal cells to the senescent state, to the zombie state, and then again we are getting lung inflammation and fibrosis, which is because of because the tissue inflammation ignites the production of collagen, and then we are getting fibrosis, and because of fibrosis people are getting high morbidity and mortality. Okay, then we quite known that both bacterial and viral infections of various types are associated with an increased risk of cancer. And also, what else? From available data and comparisons between regions of the world, it is known that the more infectious diseases a person gets during his or her life, the shorter his life or her life expectancy on average. This also applies to the number of vaccines a person has received during his or her lifetime. So despite the development of pharmacology and medical care services for the population, the health and state of the immune system of young people who have received many vaccines for large number of diseases in the United States and other developed countries are on average worse than of their parents. So it is quite known that and this can be explained by the fact that with each infectious disease, as well as with each vaccination, a part of the natural immunity turns into specific immunity to a certain bacterial or viral infection, while overall immunity does not increase from the vaccines. That is, ability of the immune system to respond to new infections decreases. And also the annual vaccination of the population against the rapidly changing influenza virus leads to the fact that the immune protection against new varieties of the same virus and other infectious diseases and only decreases. And in future, the disease from any viral infection would progress severely. Accordingly, life expectancy is decreasing because people in older age die mostly from infections. Okay, then now this campaign of the vaccination, and also what else? There is a connection between zombie cells and cancer. I was talking about this already in my previous video. So it has long been noted that cancer cells appear among clusters of zombie cells if the immune system does not destroy them in a timely method. So if they stay long, they get in chronic inflammation, and then in chronic inflammation some large number of zombie cells they lead to oncogenic mutations of healthy cells. Moreover, the high level of chronic tissue inflammation leads to metastases and the rapid development of cancerous tumors. In October 2020, there was publication, and the authors report that 10 pro-inflammatory proteins in blood plasma were identified in 565 patients with stage 2 and stage 3 cervical cancer that are associated with, and these proteins were associated with SASP signaling molecule complex from zombie cells. So And zombie cells certainly ignite this cancer. And research results indicate that probably if we will use some senolytics, senostatics to reduce level of the SASP and number of zombie cells, it may increase the likelihood of survival of this kind of cancer treatment. Maybe. Okay, it's again just idea. And human papillomavirus infection is known to be a leading cause of cervical, head and neck cancer worldwide. In only 10% of head and neck cancers, the mutations are not associated with human papillomavirus. So 90% are associated with the human papillomavirus. And the cervical cancer is the most common gynecological cancer caused by human papillomavirus. So this kind of cancer is 100% is caused by human papillomavirus. Interesting that there is correlation also between number of zombie cells and the herpes virus, which is present in almost everyone by old age. At younger age, our immune system copes with controlling this virus, but in older age, futile attempts to get rid of the virus take too much resources of the immune system, which should be directed to the extermination of zombie cells and other pathogens. So it is again, we are losing resources to react accordingly to infections and also to these mutations. This is, you see, this papillomavirus in young age, it is quite normal. It's many young people are getting this virus. Then our immune system suppresses it and it stays. But at older age, it can ignite cancer of head. For example, here you see. Yeah, and in addition, a growing number of zombie cells appear in the immune system itself. T cells in the zombie state intensively release pro-inflammatory signaling molecules that contribute to chronic inflammation of tissues and in particular of the walls in large arteries. Chronic tissue inflammation leads to fibroblast hyperactivity in the production of collagen fibers and tissue fibrosis. That is, to an increase in tissue stiffness and in particular to an increase in the stiffness of the blood vessels. And increasing the stiffness of the blood vessels is one of the most important aspects of aging, because cardiovascular disease rivals cancer as most common cause of death in humans. The stiffness of the blood vessels causes hypertension, and which in turn contributes to the remodeling to hypertrophy of the heart muscle and leads to heart failure. Okay, and again it is the idea, which is again maybe certainly not mine, but I am also supported, that some senolytic drugs have the potential to help prevent cancer and treat viral infections. Indeed, cancer cells, zombie cells, and cells that are affected by viral infections have much in common in their metabolism. And in the 20s, German scientist Otto Warburg discovered that cancer cells do not burn glucose in mitochondria by reactions with oxygen, but receive energy from the conversion of glucose into pyruvic acid and then into lactic acid in the cytoplasm of the cells. At the same time, for each glucose molecule, 16-18 times less energy is produced in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate molecules, and the cytoplasm of the cells and the extracellular matrix are acidified. And researchers have found a possible answer to the question why cancer cells use use this so much ineffective way of obtaining energy. They demonstrated that this metabolic pathway known as fermentation helps cells to produce large amounts of molecules of protein NAD+, of molecules NAD+, which they need to synthesize DNA and other important protein molecules. Their findings also explain why other types of rapidly multiplying cells and hyperactive, such as immune cells and cells that are overactive in producing proteins such as zombie cells and virus-infected cells, switch to glucose fermentation. Normal cells usually switch to glucose fermentation only when they lack oxygen to perform aerobic respiration. And researchers treated cancer cells with a drug that blocked fermentation, and then this resulted in slowing down the growth of the cancer cells. Then they stimulated the cells with a drug that increased the production of NAD+. I didn't find what was the drug. I assumed that it was vitamin B3, but who knows? Again, I was checking and was not able to find this. They just claim it so. And they found that the cancer cells began to multiply rapidly again. Also, they still could not ferment glucose. So NAD+ is absolutely critical for cancer development, for infected cells, but also for zombie cells. Therefore, switching to a less efficient method of producing ATP, which allows cells to produce more NAD+ molecules, helps them to grow faster. So there is an article in there, so it's possible to read, okay, or just Google it and you will find it. So it is really what is happening. You know that David Sinclair is promoting the vitamin B3, some very expensive variety of vitamin B3, NMN. It is nicotine mononucleotide. This vitamin is expensive and it is promoting production of NAD+. And the result is not, result can be in increase in metabolic rate, some, yeah? But together with this, it gives zombie cells are more active, cancer cells are more grow rapidly, and also we have this infected cells producing more viruses. Okay, so in no way it will rejuvenate your body. If you take NMN, you have to be very careful. And in my book, I explaining what to do. So it is not that you should not use it. You can use it, but taking care together about elimination of zombie cells and taking care that no virus infected cells will be, and etc. etc. And I just want to some interesting phenomena which I observe. Now I try different Senolytics, mostly weak Senolytics. I tried different kinds. Some didn't work. Some gave great result, and some, but together with adverse effects. So I don't want to repeat it for now, but it was quite interesting as a result. And now I use some weak Senolytics. They work. I mean, I believe that they work. And what I observe, I tried first one kind of Senolytic, and I have some wart on the finger. And then during the third day of this taken of Senolytics, the wart got it's swollen and red color, and then in time it just getting just shrinking in size, and certainly some skin is peeling off. So this was one treatment. Now I do another, so it was like this after a while, so size certainly reduced in size. But then I started to take another Senolytic, which is not strong, but it gave the same swelling, swelling, and the same, it gave me the same swelling and inflammation around the wart. So I believe this is a result of that some zombie cells are dying, they are going to apoptosis, and apoptosis of zombie cells ignites release of some histamine, and then histamine ignites this inflammation. But in time, I see that some skin is peeling out. So in time, I believe that it will get out. So you see that just why I took this video, because I made this video, because again, I just interested. It's not so easy to see is some senolytic work or not. So I have some symptoms which are getting better after senolytics, but this was some interesting result that it is like indications that probably senolytic works. So they remove, because wart is very enriched by collagen, and if the wart disappears, then certainly that senolytics also reduce this collagen in tissues, induce this fibrosis. So it looks like senolytics not only kill zombie cells, they can kill infected cells, virus-infected cells, because this wart is this virus-infected cells. They produce a lot of viruses. They're very active. They grow, and but you see that senolytics can help. And also this hypothesis, which is not mine, that probably if we will reduce number of zombie cells by senolytics, then people will not, in older age, will be less prone to viral infections, and will die fewer. Okay, this is just one idea, and I will disclose this protocol, what kind of senolytics I used, but only to people who financially support me, because then I don't want to give it to public. It is only some people who are interested, and if they want to support me, okay, then I will give a link to download all the presentation with the protocol. Okay, but I remind you that it is only information, only that I express my opinion. I am not a professional, and for now, for this video, I don't have any benefit, and consult your physician. Yeah, it's I'm not supposed to give you any medical advice, but just sharing. But I think it is interesting. I think it is the connection between virus-infected cells, yes, zombie cells, and between this fibrosis and the collagen and senolytics. So it looks like that intermittent taking senolytics, like it was again proposed not only by me, but as a Mayo Clinic and other specialists, they are talking about the use of some such protocols that a short few days of taking senolytics, then should be that rest time maybe a week or 10 days, and then again repeated. It's probably, it gives me some hope that not only the number of zombie cells will be reduced, but also that this fibrosis and that stiffness of my tissues will also be reduced. So I will get in time maybe more elastic tissues. I already have quite good. I just measured yesterday. I didn't show this photo, but okay, maybe, okay. But it was like 96 to 56 and 56 beats per minute. Yeah, so it was really, at morning I measured, and yesterday evening I was measuring also about the same, 100 to 60, 95 to 60, 95 to 56, such kind, and so such and slow heartbeat. I think it is good indication that I am getting good elasticity of my aorta and other capillaries and so etc. So I think it works. But yet the problem is appearance. Skin rejuvenates slowly. I started this program not long ago, and it's again Senolytics. It's only 2-3 months, and not all Senolytics were good. And but I'm getting results. and this is quite good news for me. Okay, thank you for your time, and please subscribe, put likes, comment, and share information. Your support is much appreciated, especially if you will find a way to support me financially, then you will get more information. Okay, take care. Ciao.